And today, want to be able to build your 6S1P, and yeah, I want to show you how I built mine. 6S1P packs, 25.2 volts at 3.5 amps. So let's get into the video. In order for us to build our 6S pack, we need to get good, reliable 18650 cells. In this case, I'm using MJ1 cells. I'm going to alternate this one. So this is how our cells are going to be like, right? Now what I want to do is always scuff off, try and just sand off some of the edges. So I'm using a Dremel tool, and I'm just going to sand off that. One. So now we've gotten all of that ready. You want to also make sure that your cells are all working properly, are all in the right. So what you want to do is you get your multimeter. And then you want to test each cell. So nominal voltage should be about 3.2. Nominal voltage should be about 3.2, 3.5, sorry, 3.5, 3.7. So this one, Cells are in order, they are good. So we proceed. We can now proceed to building the pack. This is going to be a long range pack for my long range build. So what I like to do also is get out my Captain tape, and if I get this stand, it goes me to align that there, so I can. Captain tape is just to hold it in place. So it's just to hold it in place. So I just had to put some hot glue to hold everything neatly. Right. So what we're going to do now is that we're going to tint the edges. So you want to have a very good. Soldering iron is off. I got to heat up a bit. So what you want to do is that you want to have a very good soldering iron. The soldering iron should be one of those ones that is able to regulate its temperature, so you know it will reserve a particular temperature and not overheat it, because what you don't want is putting up too much heat, you know, onto the pads. It will damage the battery. So you want to get in there as quickly as possible and be done. So well, let me see, I think my iron should be a bit hot. Still getting there. So I'm at 350 degrees now. Back in there. So some Good. So now what I want to do is quickly just it will be easier if you have some flux. So let's add some flux. So put some flux on there, make it easy for the other thing I want us to do is we need to actually even make sure that you're going to be able to put the connections properly. So let's just clean up the extra flux from it. So in this case, we're going to have our positive and negative. So we're going to have here, we're going to have our plus and our minus. This is where it's going to connect to our XT60, yeah? So we're going to have from here, we're going to have these two connect together. It's going to come like that, and these two is going to, we're going to connect these two together, and it's going to run down on these two, and it's going to come up, and then we're going to connect these two, and then it's going to go down, and then we're going to connect these two. So that's going to be our wiring, right? So we need to connect our first. We come here. So what we need to do is get 14 gauge cable, which is what I use. So this is a 14 gauge cable. I'm just going to cut this to size. If I can just find my snippers. But I want to just do that, so I give it just a little room in case if you're ever in a crash, you want to give some allowance to your wires so it doesn't just snap off. So I'll just peel that off and peel this off, and then we want to also tin. We want to also tin this ends. So we'll get our trusty soldering iron, and then we're going to tin these ends. So we'll just tin that inside, make sure it's all nice and flowing. And then we're going to do the same thing for the other side, nice and flowing. And then what we need to do next is we're going to since we have already marked it, I think we're fine, so we can start anywhere. So let's start here. So you need to align this properly. Don't forget, just we're not wasting so much time in here, in and out, right? So I like to always start with the positive ones, so that so I'm just going to hit the wire first, and then that you should see a nice shiny blob, and that is exactly what you need. So that one is done. Then we need to do the next one. So if I can pull this down like so, then hit the wire first, then touch and we have our first connection. So the next one is this one. We can do this one.
Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe as we continue on the second part of the video. Bye.